Hello and welcome to Community Storytelling, Season 7 here at KCAT TV 15. I'm Lisa Chrysler. I'm so thrilled to see you on the other side of the TV, so thank you very much. You know, community storytelling is all about people doing great things in our community, whether it be Los Gatos or Montecito, and we've had a great 7 seasons, and I have somebody here that many of you probably already know. But first, let me tell you about the guy who took these photos, Glenn Nakazawa. Aren't they wonderful? We had them made into these huge portraits to put behind us, and this is our town. I mean, look at how good these are. And Linda Lester, sponsor since day one, our new sponsor this year, very generous anonymous donor. So thank the both of you, and Glenn, thank you. And now I get to introduce this guy, my new friend, my new best friend, Neal Turley. And as I said to Neal, he spells his name Neal. And the only other Neal I've never known was my late brother, who spelled it Neal. And everybody said, "How do you spell that?" Yeah. So you probably got that all your life too.
I have, but you know what it means, right?
It means you're different. You stand out alone? No, what does it mean?
It means champion.
Does it?
Yes.
I did not know that.
It does, in fact.
So I'm sitting next to the champion here. Neal actually is pivotal to what makes our community so great, because he's the producer of the upcoming music in the park, which we all love.
We do. It is a fantastic gem of the town of Los Gatos.
So how many years for you as producer?
This is going to be my 3rd year coming
Yes.
up, so we've done 2 seasons, and so far so good.
And it's been going on, though, how many years?
I think it's over 30.
That's what I was going to guess. I was going to say something like 38, but I may be wrong on that.
Yeah, it is an institution.
And you've probably watched the history, looked at the history. How has it changed over the years to what it is now?
Well, when I kind of got involved with it, one of the things I loved about it was just what it is, right? You know,
it's just you bring your lawn chair out, sit on the Los Gatos Town Civic Center grass.
And 2 hours of live music. It's all free, open to the public. And I love that element of it. I produce events for a living.
Yes, you do.
I know how to make money at every corner. And it's funny, throughout all of the course, everybody is always like, you know what you can do? You know how you could make some more money? And like, I know, but that's what
but I don't have time.
I also don't have time, but it's what makes Los Gatos Music in the Park as cool as it is.
And you live in Los Gatos, right?
I do live.
So you just get to walk to it yourself.
I do. Unfortunately, I have to drive a big truck carrying lots of equipment, but I always have walked to it, and I think that's one of the beauties of it, is that we have a town where you can walk and see some live music, and you can walk home, and everybody's safe, and I love that about it.
You know, you can stop someplace, get a sandwich, get a meal, get a bottle of wine, which we all do. We all do.
We all do.
So, I mean, how hard is it to get a series going for the summer? Does it take you all year?
Well, I work with a lot of bands,
Uh-huh.
you know, and I kind of do that all year round. So for me, there's a lot of bands that love and want to play. We also get tons of submissions through the website of bands that want to play. So for me, it's more of a difficult choice of bands that, of course, they want to play, have played before in the past, and then, you know, introducing some new talent. And I feel like, you know, to me, my role is just to curate it for the town and to produce something that the town would like to see, that the audience would like to see, and then for me to try to infuse a little bit of extra creativity.
So,
you know?
What do you look for? I mean, who are the bands, and we'll get to the bands that you picked for this year. What makes you pick them?
I love strong vocalists and people who have like a presence, you know, that are really engaging. So that's always a big part for me. Like, there's a lot of incredible musicians, but there's something special about a lead singer, artist, you know, group that's vocally strong. So that's one of the things that I always look for, you know. And then, you know,
Is there a genre you like? Is there a certain thing?
not really. I mean, I think that's part of my job, is to not stick to one genre, but to hopefully kind of bring a little variation so that we can, you know, show people some music that maybe that they haven't heard before, and then bring a little different audience, you know, from different, you know, kind of backgrounds or whatnot, you know. So I try to do that a little bit. You know?
And this all involves money. Where does the money come from? That's the question you never like to answer.
Yeah. Well, part of my job is to raise sponsorship dollars.
Okay.
That pays for everything because everything is free. So
Yeah.
all the sponsorship dollars go to pay the artists, and unfortunately for garbage and waste and all those things that are no fun, but we have to have.
I hope the town supports some of this.
The town does support it. They help us. They make it easy on all the permitting processes and garbage. They help with all those kinds of things, and they also do financially contribute. But we also have Sharp Investments has become a great partner for the event for the last 2 years, and we've always had Moore Buick, and they've been so great.
Well, Moore Buick is Los Gatos. I mean, what don't they give to?
Yeah, and
Yes.
unfortunately, they're going away this year, so we're kind of in a little bit of a lurch, but
There's always somebody to make it up.
Yeah.
It always happens, right?
Yeah, but it's it's a tricky piece, and it takes a lot of time.
Are we all done for the summer? Like the sponsors are in and we're all set to start?
No.
No, so tell people, because I know somebody's out there saying, you know what, I got $10,000 I could give. How do they do that?
Well, so you can reach us at the town website, and we'd love to have any sponsors, and it doesn't have to be huge amounts of money. It can just be locally supportive, but it's great to have our local kind of restaurants and businesses contribute and be a part of it. And
get your name on a big sign, right?
That's what we're making is a community-based event, So, while we need the money, that's the delicate balance of, supporting artists, paying for things that we need, but at the same time, like keeping it local and having it be a community-focused event.
And do we put these artists up overnight and all that stuff, or they just come in, drive in from San Jose, at 12 o'clock?
Yeah. So, we, if need be, we will put the artists in a hotel for sure,
Well,
so.
I guess the moment has come. We're not done talking, but since we've been talking, the moment has come. Who do we have this summer?
Well, so our first artist is going to be Alex Lucero, who is an amazing local artist from Santa Cruz, California, so just over the hill.
Yeah.
But he's, a big, tall, full of energy guy that is an incredible musician. He's got this incredible backup band, and it's kind of like an Americana style, kind of a little bit of folk, but a lot of original music. And I'm really thinking that the town is going to really embrace him and love him. He's going to be great.
What is the first concert is when?
It is July 21st.
That's okay to look, because I don't remember all this. July 21st, and it's every Sunday.
And then we'll go consecutively every Sunday.
6 or 8 weeks?
6 weeks.
Okay, so we got number one. What's second week?
So second week is going to be Sam Chase, and Sam Chase is based out of San Francisco. And
we may have to put him up.
Yeah, he's going to be the artist that I'll be interested to see how people react to him. He's got a ton of personality. He's very creative, and he is a front man.
Love it.
There are certain people that just attract attention, and he is one of those people. And he's a fantastic entertainer.
Can't wait.
Very much looking forward to seeing his show.
Week 3?
Then we've got the Country Cougars. So that'll be
I know the Country Cougars.
kind of a little bit of line dancing.
Fun.
And country is one of those genres where, you be surprised. That'll probably be one of our bigger shows.
It will.
People just love country.
People in the Bay Area, it's so weird. They love country.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. That's
I remember
fine.
Years ago, I went to see the Dixie Chicks, and I was like, oh my God, this might be the biggest concert I've ever been to.
I love it. Yeah, it's funny about country in the Bay Area. Okay. We got number 5.
And then we've got Boot Juice, Boot Juice are kind of the cool kids, right?
Oh.
So they're touring on the festival circuit
All
all
right.
over the country to all the major music festivals.
All right.
And that's part of what I do because I'm a part of a lot of these other festivals. And I've kind of seen these guys on tour, and I'm like, these guys are going to be fun. And they're really young kids. And this is kind of like it's probably the last time you will see them with 1,500 to 2,000 people because
they're hitting the big
on
time.
their way to the big time.
Okay.
Yeah. And then on August the 18th,
Which I think the last show?
No, that's not the last show.
Okay.
We've got Aki Kumar, who is one of my favorite local. He's kind of a blues artist, and when I first moved to town, there used to be a jam session in downtown Campbell, and he would lead it. And there's a lot of really good blues players in Campbell, and they would all come out, and people would just sit in, and the stage would just rotate with incredible guitar players.
That's great.
And then Aki Kumar is
Okay.
he's a singer, and he plays a little guitar, but harmonica as well. But I think that's also going to be a really fun show.
Yeah, and the last one?
And then we got to do the Bee Gees.
Oh.
So it's going to be a big dance party to close out the
Yeah,
year.
that's great.
But that's going to be fabulous.
That's great. And do you sit there and watch the reaction of everybody? So next year, no, we don't want somebody like them again. So you sit there and kind of take notes during the concert.
Absolutely.
Besides having
I
some
love
fun.
watching the crowd, and
Yeah.
it's really fun to see, and it's really not even about how much people love the music as much as I love to see
fun.
what kind of picnics people
Yeah.
pull out. I'm like, wow,
Yeah, I
that
gotta
looks
bring
amazing.
that next time.
And then it's fun for me. We are very efficient with our production and our setup, and we try to get out of there.
And you do. I've been to events.
There's still people,
Having a good
sipping their
time.
last glass of
Yeah,
wine.
yeah.
I'm like,
Oh
can you
my
guys
goodness.
make sure you just clean up after yourselves when you leave?
Yes.
But people have been really good.
Well, and and we haven't even said your company. What your company is called? Bliss?
So Bliss Point Productions is the name of my production
And it's in
company.
Los Gatos.
We're based here in Los Gatos, and I do music in the parks and street fairs and festivals up and down the Bay Area.
So I think, though, now what you're being known for, so you better be bringing it back, that big St. Patrick's Day celebration that we had this year. Tell us about, where did that, and I know where it came from, but you share the story.
Yeah. Well, so when I first moved back to California, I lived in Austin, Texas for a good 10 years or so.
I'm glad we got you back.
Yeah, and I moved back to town, and I, was looking for work. And
So where do you go?
And I did live downtown Los Gatos and went to CB Hannigan's and went to the party, and I was like, I gotta work
here.
on this
That's
thing.
just fun. And they pay you. You have fun and they pay you.
They did pay me, but it honestly means a lot to me in the way that you don't forget your first jobs when you're really broke and you really don't have any work. You don't forget those first jobs. And then after the first year, I did it for 4 or 5 years, until they had to close
St.
down.
Patrick's Day was St. Patrick's Week, right?
That's true. And Chris Benson and Johnny Hannigan they're such gems. They're such
So
incredible
loved.
people.
Please tell me they're both doing well.
They are doing
And
well.
what are they doing? Now, Chris said he was going to do barbecuing. Is he doing that?
Yeah, so we are working on it. So I tried to kind of make it all happen for St. Patty's Day, but we couldn't quite put it together because Chris was in Hawaii for St. Patrick's Day. So the
Of all
mission was
places.
to get Chris and Johnny back for St. Patrick's Day. So
maybe this next year.
I think we're very close.
Oh,
I think we're very
that
close.
is just amazing.
So, but what we're working on, because Chris still has the CB Hannigan's barbecue pits.
Yeah.
And so we're working on having him do barbecue for Music in the Park. So that's going to be something.
Oh, this year? This summer,
year.
maybe?
Yeah. And what we're trying to do is develop it, there, and then for the Oktoberfest, that is going to be in September 29th.
Yes, that's sponsored by KCAT TV 15.
Then it's going to be the big barbecue with Chris Benson behind the pits and make that all happen.
That is great. And what's Johnny doing?
He's living in Aptos.
Yeah, so he's not far away.
He's not too far.
Come over the hill.
I'm really hoping we're going to get him over.
That would be just
that's the
so
goal,
great.
and I think this has been a process. I've been working on this for a few years, and I think we're right there.
Well, it's been 2017 when they closed up and probably got into their retirement life and said, "What? Do you want me to do what?"
yeah, and I think the CB Hannigan's parties were so great. It was such an incredible restaurant.
And you know what? They were great, and it was clean fun. I mean, it wasn't. You didn't have. It was just, everybody was just having a great time. Nobody was fighting and yelling at each other. Everybody truly was having a good time and was glad to be there.
Yeah, and that is no easy task at a
No.
St. Patrick's Day event. No bare knuckle fighting.
How did ours do? How did yours do this year?
We didn't have any fights.
Okay.
It was wonderful. No,
But-
it was a great kind of, first kind of come out role, I would say, and we didn't, have this massive party that was out of control, but it was a really fun good time. And we had, we had a band from Ireland that played, and they were incredible, and they came all the way from Ireland to play our little St. Patrick's Day event, which was great. And anyway, it's such a good turnout. Like, we have so many good people in Los Gatos, and they're so fun, when they come out. And like you said, everybody behaves themselves,
Yes.
and nobody gets into too much trouble.
Well, I can't wait for this summer. I know it's all the information about Music in the Park will be on the Los Gatos Town website, because I don't think anybody was taking notes. Although
Yes.
maybe they should have been. But it's always a great time for families too. I mean, it's just a great time.
It is such a good event, and it's so appropriate for families and for the community, and I want to continue to make St. Patrick's Day that same event. And I really did try my best to make St. Patrick's Day a fundraiser for Music in the Park, because I'm not good at selling sponsorships. But I also kept half of the park open to the public so that it is free for
Yes.
people. And if you can't afford to contribute and support it, you're still welcome to come.
Absolutely.
And I want all of the events that we create to be that way, and to feel like you should bring your kids, because I also feel like when you bring your children, people behave themselves.
You've got a good point. And I don't even, do you have any children?
I do not.
'Cause you're a
it's
smart
even
man to
funner
know
for
that.
me to see people
Well,
bring their
doing-
kids
yes.
and watch them grow up. And
Doing events, you know about that. That's great. Well, you know what? CB Hannigan's was a treasure, is a treasure. I think you're our new treasure for
thank you
doing
so
this.
much.
Really, that St. Patrick's Day event was such a big deal. It just brought back so many great memories.
Great.
And it wasn't that far from CB Hannigan's.
Yeah.
So that was great.
And we'll be back again next year.
That's wonderful.
We're going to continue on for sure.
Thank you for sitting down with me, and good luck with Music in the Park, although we need to get you some more sponsors. Let's just do it right now.
Let's do it.
One quick, again, how they get in touch with you.
You can go through the town website. You can search for Los Gatos Music in the Park, and there'll be a link that will have my contact information.
Okay. Come on. Become a part of it. Why not? Neal Turley, thank you so much.
Lisa, thanks for having me on. I appreciate
Community
it.
storytelling. Love it, love it, love it. Maybe you'll be the next person sitting here. KCAT.org is where you can do your nomination. And just thank you for being with us here at KCAT TV 15. Community storytelling is such a fun show. The people we're meeting, it's you. We're meeting you. I'm Lisa Chrysler, and thank you so much for being with us today.